It could affect my health. It could even lead to death. So leadership is a serious business. Who is a leader? Leadership, the word leadership, is the ability of an individual or a group of people to influence or convince and guide followers or members of an organization, society, or team to accomplish an objective. That's leadership. It can either be myself or a group of people who are able to influence other people, that we have a vision, we have an objective, we have something in mind we want to do. So be able to influence other people to buy into that, and then they will in turn accept that and decide to be part of the team. And we work towards achieving that objective. That is what leadership is about. Ability to talk to people, ability to convince people, ability to win people, to accept a vision that you have, and then you channel that path. Leader. So a leader actually refers to someone who can see how things can be done or be improved, and who rallies people to move toward that vision. So to be a leader is to be able to identify a problem, an issue. Oh, there is a problem in this community. There is a problem in this church. There is a problem in society. I can fix it. I can do something about it. And that is what Baumia and Mahama have been doing for some period now, about a year or two or so, campaigning, convincing that the problem that Ghana has, I can fix it. I have a better knowledge, better idea to get it done. So we are all leaders. Let us accept that fact. We are all leaders. But it's not limited to those who are elected into positions as we are doing today. No. Whatever level that you serve, you exercise leadership. Let's take our church. We have the leader, pastor, and then we have various departments that leaders have also been selected to manage and all that. So at your corner, you are also what? Exercising leadership. You are solving some problem at the corner where you are. So if you brighten your corner, and I brighten my corner, and that person brighten his corner, all put together, we will have a progressive society. So leadership is not just about those who are at the top. That is why we are facing so many problems. Because somebody is sitting there, he is okay. You are at the ground level. You have environmental issue, filter all around. You can step up as a leader to do something in your community. But you still sitting down and says, Akufo-Addo should come down and then do the sweeping. It's never going to work. So I'm saying that if you have your five senses, the sense of smell, the sense of taste, you have vision, you're able to hear, you are able to touch. In other words, if you can identify a problem, then you are a leader. So simply put, a leader is somebody who is capable of identifying a problem. Not just identification of the problem, but able to find solution to tackle that problem. You are a leader. But let us also not forget, we have effective leader and ineffective leader. Even though we are all leaders, but some are effective and some are not effective. So based on what we want to do, we need to do a proper assessment, proper analysis to find out whether the vision that we have as a group, this Mr. A or Mr. B could be the right fit for that position. It is very key. So before I come to what we need to look at when we are selecting a leader, let me just talk about a role model. So when we say somebody is a role model, He's an exemplar. Somebody who has done something that pleases you. He has achieved something, and I would like to be like him. That is a role model. So when you lead well, of course, people will be happy, and they would like to model your good deeds. If it is the other way around, of course, they don't want to model. That is why a leader like Hitler, well, probably we still have quite a few people who admire him, but most people don't want to model Hitler or doesn't want to look up to Hitler as what a leader. So when you are a model, you are a shining example people are looking up to based on the things that you are doing. Competencies are needed when it comes to selection of a leader. As I said, we are all leaders, but we are not all effective in accomplishing a certain goal at a particular time. So when we are selecting a leader, somebody to lead us, to take us to where we want to be, there are certain things we need to look at. And then one of the competencies is what we call administrative competencies. Administrative competencies is having to do with ability to plan and organize resources. This person that we are going to appoint or select as a leader, what is his ability to plan? Is he able to plan? Is he able to organize? Things. These are questions we're supposed to ask. The person must also be what? People have what we call people's competencies. And people competencies is having to do with, does he command respect? Or does he respect people? What is the person's level of patience? When something happens, how does he or she react? Is the person a good listener? How does he manage conflict? His negotiation skills, how is it? Is it okay? So these are all questions we're supposed to ask whether the person is what? Has people's competencies. If the human relations is not good, he may be good at performing certain functions, but human relation is something that we have to factor. Other than that, things will not go well. That is why some people will lead, they will end up fighting with all the workers, and by the time you realize, people are exiting one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, because the person lacks what we call people's competencies. Another thing we have to look for in a leader is visionary competencies. Visionary is having to do with strategic thinking. The person's level of thinking, he's able to think strategically, picture and say, okay, I think from where we are now, in the 5 years, this is where I want us to be, and this is how we are going to, what are we going to do in order to get there? People's, visionary competencies. The person's networking. How is it? Some people are just warming the seat, calling themselves leaders, but they don't have network to be strong leaders to solve problems. That is the reason why in our country, Ghana, you see we have chiefs. And some of these chiefs cannot even mobilize their own subject to even put up a toilet. Everything, they will invite the pressmen to come and bring the microphones. Hello, government, our toilet is broken. We need you to pay attention and come and fix it. Common toilet too. You call yourself a chief. All you know is umbrella on top of you. Somebody carrying a chair in front of you, attending ceremonies, going home, and then all that. What are you doing? You must have a strong network. Because if you are a chief within your township, people might have even traveled. You can collect, have a data of all these citizens and able to consult them that these are the things that we want to do for the community. Come and then support. Everything government. Some of them are not fit, to in that position. I'm telling you, that is why Africa, we are struggling. It's a fact. Must have network of people that you can connect with, so that these basic things, you'd undertake them. And then you invite government to come in and then help. So your ability to establish the requisite social capital is very, very key. And then we have personal competencies, which also have to do with honesty. The person we are selecting as a leader, what is the person's level of honesty? Is it trustworthy? What is the person's credibility? Self-awareness, the person's confidence, self-respect. You see, these are all things we need to ask and find out whether the so-called person we are appointing as a leader has. Other than that, we will have a leader in place, a leader by figure, but the result we expect, we will never attain them. You see, when I go around as a teacher, I used to go on supervision. And the moment I get to some schools, I can see that there's lack of leadership here. Oh, yes. There's lack of leadership here. Look at this building. Are we looking at? You see, my philosophy is, give me the dustbin or give me the trash land, but give me some few years to transform the place. I cannot continue to be a leader in this school, year 1, year 2, year 3, and I'm still sitting there and calling myself a leader. You see, it might be government school, but where is your network of friendship? Can't you be in the community and talk to people that this is our concern, this is our need? We need support. You see, you should be able to do that connection, that networking, to get things fixed. But some people are just kind of slipping, around some of these things, and they still call themselves, they are holding position. Principal, one TJ. So nothing is happening there. And everything will be government, will be government, will be government. Yes, government is the father of all. But when the resources is not enough, what do you also have to do? You must do something about it. You see, look at this. Modern day, yet we have children attending school not even having desks to sit on. Yeah, these are real. This is not Photoshop. They are real. They are ongoing. So I said, if you give me this place, that is fine, but give me some few years. If I don't transform, then I cannot continue to stay here and call myself a leader. I just have to quit. But some people, they don't care. They will stay there 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Once he called himself Bonsu, that is okay. Yeah? You go there and somebody is chopping post in this kind of school. You just wonder. Please, leadership is a serious business. If you cannot solve problems, it's about solving problems for people. If you don't have the idea to solve problems, please stay back and give the chance to somebody who is effective. Yes. Why should we have an issue with toilet facilities in our schools? You go to some of the schools. I went on sitting practice one morning. I left home very early. I go to a school, and I wanted to attend to nature's call. I asked, I said, where is your restroom? They say, hey, that place, if you want to go, you have to take off your shirt too. You have to remove your shirt before you go there. I tell you. You see, you just have to summon courage and control it until you get to the proper place. It's an eyesore. I tell you. Even standing like 100 meters off, you smell the thing coming out. So when the students are going there, they are always ready to go, and then I'm getting the feedback. they have to be sure they are ready to go and bath before they visit the place. So straight from there, then they go to the bathroom. And as I said, somebody is sitting there as a leader. IT specialist. I'm hearing my voice. I've been through. I don't know where is it coming from. Okay, I think we are fine. Yeah. So look at this. Some challenges that we have. It tells you leadership is question. I mean, there's a question mark on leadership because we're supposed to be solving these basic problems. People are going to space. So if we cannot go to space, this problem too we cannot solve. Yeah? We cannot go to space. And basic sanitation too is a headache for us. Then we have a problem. You see? Open. You see what some people are doing in the open? That's why I was saying that as church, yes, we can identify some of these problems. But if we can support the community and says, let's build a community toilet, we are not just letting them use it for free, but at least pay something little to access it so that we can use it to maintain the place. That will help. So we have a role to play as a church. Leadership is a serious business. I wrote an article. Let me share that quickly. I said the title it was published in 2013, Leading as Jesus Led, Christ Models of Leadership. It was published in the Open Journal of Leadership. Leading as Jesus Led, Christ Models of Leadership. I looked through the scriptures and conceptualized the things that Christ did as a leader, which I think if we will all model that, we will be very effective in whatever role we will be. What are some of the things that I brought up some point, like a leader, as I said, you must have what? A vision. You must be a visionary. You remember when the sick person was brought to Christ Jesus, the paralytic. Christ saw this person and says, your sins are forgiven. And people couldn't understand what was Christ about. Talking about your sins are forgiven. How come you know? But from afar, as a visionary, he was able to notice that this guy was suffering because of sin. And that moment, the guy was set free. We are supposed to have that spirit of able to see. A visionary is somebody who is able to see afar. You have dreamed afar. The thing that you are looking at, you are thinking of, the ordinary person cannot imagine it. And so they will tell you, it is not possible. It cannot be done. And then you knowing yourself that you have a vision and you know how to get to that point, you will tell them that it is possible. You get the point? And then I also said, one Christ model is what? Teaching. Christ was teaching all the time, the places that he goes. He was teaching people. He was also a resource provider. Don't forget, at the wedding feast, what did he do? They shot of wine, and Christ was there. He says, fill all the jars, and then he was able to supply them with drink. So if you are a leader, and the resources are in shortage, you must play a role. It's like a father or a parent whose children are hungry. They don't care. All that they want is what they want to be full. So you as the leader of the home, mother, we are leaders of the home, parents, we are leaders of the home. Whatever you would do to let the children survive, you have to do. If you have to go and borrow money, you have to go and do some kind of work, whatever thing. You have to go and beg somebody to get it, that is fine. You have to do that to make sure your children are satisfied. So when you're a leader, don't just cross your legs and sit back and say, all is well. I'm just looking up to a government. He is the only person who is leading everybody. Then what about you? Then interpersonal intelligence. Relationship between you and other people must also be good. And then, as I said, also you must have what? Compassion. Out of compassion, Christ was going round and round and doing good to so many people. We must exhibit, this quality. We must have the sense of purpose. You must know what you are doing. Don't just be in the position for, oh, yes, I have been made, a leader here, and that is it. What is your purpose? What, do you have in mind that you really want to succeed in doing? And then you must also be able to delegate. Delegate with authority. When Christ sent out the disciples, he says he have given them power to cast out demons. You delegate. Some of us, we don't want to delegate. And so we want to do the job and do until we pass out. So some of us are suffering from what we call burnout because you don't know how to delegate. So you will do it from morning to no. Let us learn how to delegate. Okay, anyway, this article is online. If you Google my name, you should be able to retrieve this article, and then you can read more about it. Okay, now let's come back to our PowerPoint again. So as society have some challenges, and these are all pointers that leadership, have to step up in doing something, because it is within your domain or authority to get something done when power has been given unto you. Don't just sit by. When I became a leader of my department, in fact, the very day I entered the office, I didn't like the office. Somebody who has stayed in Abuja, the US, and then I've gone to Ghana to go and then help. I entered the office. I said, oh, this one, it doesn't fit my standard, my status. Something must be done. The secretaries, office, oh my goodness. The desk she was using, the computer, the computer was so old. The printer was outdated. The drawers of the desk have all fallen on the floor. I said, this place is the first place that anybody who visits here will come, and probably the person may not even come and see the head of department because he or she might have his issue resolved at the desk. And so the place must be nice looking. So I decided to concentrate on the secretaries, the office. I changed the office with new desk, new computer, new, shelves, new. And then, but what you're looking at is my office. People later on coming to my office and says, but why are you trying to challenge the VC? I said, don't create problem for me. I am only trying to be a model. At my corner, I cannot become a president of Ghana, but the little corner that I find myself, I will brighten there. Hallelujah. If you are brightening your corner, I am brightening my corner. That person is also brightening his corner. We have what? A good society to live in. Yes, that is my philosophy. So you see the desk that the couch. Okay, for the desk, and then the chair that I was sitting on, these are all new. I have to let them change everything. But you see, the school, resources wasn't that enough. So what I did is, the student association was very weak when I was there, when I became a leader. And so I called the leadership. I said, I'm going to help you to do something. I want to help you to strengthen your student association. We will support you to collect your dues. But we have to sign an agreement that when you get the dues, you will give the department a certain percentage, because we also have certain things we need to do for the department so that we can use it to that. Oh, they bought into that idea. So if a student was coming to the office to make an inquiry, you must present your receipt showing that you have paid your student dues. I'm telling you, elder, the student paid their dues like something. And the student association got good money. to organize their activities. And then we also got a percentage out of that, money. So that is the money I used to buy the couch. 3 sets, the 3-in-1, 2-in-1, and then one single one. So people will come there, look at that and say, hey, but where are you getting this money from? I say, yes. When they call you a leader, you have to be strategic. Don't just go and sit there. The way you met the place, you are leaving the place the same or even worse. When they give you a baller environment, turn it and let people be jealous of it. I changed the whole place. I created offices because even lecturers, they didn't even have offices. So if somebody come and teach and you are looking for the person, you can find the person in his car or her car. But I got some of the classrooms, we partitioned it and created offices for the lecturers. You see, leadership calls for what? Strategic thinking. Making an impact, solving problem. Well, I did my part before leaving the place. I can't tell how the place looks like, at this time. But, hey, the AC that you see, the curtains, yes, everything that you can see from the picture. It wasn't part of the old system that I made. Everything was trash. I have to take everything away. Make the whole, With that, when people come there, they will see and they respect that you know what you are doing. So leadership is a serious business. The secretary desk was something like this. It was something like this, messy, but I have to get it changed. And now you can see, when people come, you see sitting in your thing, then they say, wow. But you know what? After people coming there and seeing how the place, the place was looking, they started modeling us. Then later I realized one school also went and changed years, another school also went and then changed years. You see, when you do something good, role modeling, that is a role modeling. People will replicate what the good thing that you are doing. They will model your good works. So all the other schools' deans were now also getting couch in their offices. Through one man, sin came into the world. And through one man, salvation also came into the world. So one person, you could influence a whole society. Don't belittle yourself. Brighten the corner where you are. As I said, when I took over this church, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. But we got a loan, and then we gave it a facelift. After some few, we didn't even organize a crusade. For the church, for the fact that the church inside was looking nice with fan, because there wasn't even any ceiling, nothing. And there was 3 fans. And because of there wasn't ceiling, when the fan blows, oh my goodness, the place was so hot. We did the ceiling, we put fans, or I think 5 fans were here, another 5 were here, and then we have some giant fans, inside, and then we have some pianos, and we have, within some few period, the church was full with that crusade. So if you are telling me church building doesn't evangelize, and so we cannot spend money on church building, it's a wrong thinking. It's a wrong thinking. So in no time, the church became full. And I said to myself, if God is able to do this, then we should take another step in building a permanent church building. Because the land alone cost us 1,000. But God's so good, He was able to support us to raise the money to pay for that land. So we cannot have that small church that is full. We have to build something better than that. And we started. And we are making progress. Yeah, I told you about a week ago, it's been roofed. It's been roofed. So the smaller one within has been broken down. We are now trying to do the grounds work so that they can continue to worship there. Yes, leadership is about making what? Impact, making a difference. Let people see that when you were there, something different was done. So this is the side view of the building. And I said, when we finish the church, this is photo impression of the church. When everything is done, this is how it's going to look like. And so, Cleveland Church, if you have little to support us, also if you have little to support us to bring it to completion, we will thank you. And we will let you know that we are doing a good job with it. Yes, and I went on with this charity organization that I also established to help, a community. As I said, we supplied Veronica buckets to schools and then soaps. We supported community to complete their water project and then all that. This is leadership that you need to what? It's for the community. I just sat down and says, no, these are some challenges that are going on. What about if I kind of invite people and says, let us all kind of do something little to support these deprived communities. And that is what is making things work out. So we can all do something in our communities, and I believe little by little things will be improved and we'll all be happy. Because God says, as we are doing it for these little ones, we are doing it for Him. Yes, and yesterday we watched a video of Ohini Kojosafo, the grandson of Apostle Kojosafo, who is also making a great impact in our society by who has established these bus stop boys engaged in cleanup campaign in Accra. Yes, he is a true leader. He started just by himself, but now he's gaining recognition by prominent people in society. Recently, he was invited by Asenso, the Minister for Roads and Transport, and they received some cash from him. So that is Asenso there. And then the former President Mahama too also invited them and then gave them, what was the amount? 50,000. Hey, that was good though. But the job these guys are doing, it is, praiseworthy. They deserve to be commended. You see, nobody, they just look at society and says, this is what is going on. And this is what we can also do. And now people, leaders who are in power, who supposed to employ people to get the job done, I don't know, for whatever reason, they are unable to solve these problems. Now these people are doing it as a volunteer, a group. And now it is very impressive. People are joining, coming on board, and all that. As churches, we must all play our role. Let us all come out. The prophets, so-called prophets, who are making noise in Ghana, if they will bring their church members out and help to clean these gutters and all that, we will have a clean society. They are just at the pulpit and yelling, and who is going to win election, and who is going to lose election. When COVID was coming, they couldn't even tell us. They couldn't even tell us. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. Yeah, so the bus stop boys, Shatawale, most of you know Shatawale. Yeah, they've all, these guys have received recognition from all these guys. So that is it. Leadership is about what? Making impact. So to me, what I've been doing is that when I walk around, I don't just walk around. I walk around to observe. Observational leadership. Look at what other people are doing and say, I think if I also do this in my society, I think it's going to be something positive. And then take the little step that you can. We cannot solve all the problems, but you can do a little bit. Little by little, putting together, it will make a better society. May God help us to all learn to play our roles, that will be role models for others to emulate us. And at the end, it will earn us a chance in the kingdom of heaven. Amen. All right, then let us conclude with our topic that generated interesting discussion on Wednesday. Let me see. Okay, so we look at intimate relationship, which is very important. We said God doesn't want us to be by ourselves. he wants us to be in relationship, which is something he established at the beginning of creation, created Adam, and then he says, it is not good for the man to be alone, and so he created Eve to be his helpmate. That is the way God wants us to go. But the question is, can I marry anybody? Can anybody become my intimate partner? No. Even within the church, even though the scripture is so clear that we shouldn't unequally yoke with unbelievers, that's people of different faith. It doesn't also imply that if the person is an Adventist, we can just go ahead and marry them. There are certain things that we must be sure that we all do possess. And so we look at some of the things that we says make people compatible. Yes, what are the signs that show that, we are compatible, the two of us can come together? It says you enjoy spending time together. Okay? Let's assume, you have an Adventist partner or friend. Do you enjoy spending time together? These are things you want to look out for. You share common interests. The things that I'm interested in, is he also interested in those things? Like watching football. What is this all interested in? Something different from what you like. Just an example. You see, so let us be sure our interests also aligns. It's very key. Your partner makes you want to be a better person. I want to be sure my partner progresses. As I said, some people don't want to see their partner making progress, especially with the men. Most of the times, if I wish, my wife shouldn't be educated beyond what he or she has when I got married to her. It is happening. I know a couple that have divorced because this guy think the lady shouldn't go for any further studies. But as we speak now, the lady has also graduated with a degree in nursing. I think it's LVN or so, which is very good. She is making it to the next level. So I don't know, why do some men fear that their spouse should get themselves upgraded? Dr. Oti, do you exercise any anxiety over title? You see? When you are grounded, you don't have any issue. You look at this, some of us, we are not grounded. An issue of self-esteem. Me, I'm encouraging my wife. I say, whatever level you want to go, go. The only thing is when we are at home, it's a different, a ball game. Home is home. We all enjoy our relationship as husband and wife. Positions and titles don't come home. When you get to your office, your title and whatever works there. You see? And things will be fine. So please, I don't want my wife to work. Just stay home. And if something happens and you pass it on, and because this woman has been staying home, have not learned any trade, have not learned to do anything by herself, this is now the beginning for her to struggle from A, B, C, D, and try to build herself up. It doesn't help. So, women, don't feel happy and comfortable when they tell you, stay home, I'm going to take care of you. No, accept it. I'm not making you stubborn, but it's the right thing. It's to help the man. Because you can never tell, you can never predict the future. Yes. You can both imagine a future together. Yes. Oh, this is what we want to do. We want to do this project. We want to do A. We want to do B. The vision is there. But you are thinking forward. She is thinking backward. Issue of compatibility. You are attracted to each other. Yes. Your friends and family know each other. These are things you want to look out for to be sure that, yes, indeed, you are compatible. Because of time, let me just touch on this. And then we can turn the others into questions and contributions to be more deeper. Okay, the issue came up as to, I made the remarks that women, this time and age that we live in, please don't sit back and wait for the guys to come and approach you. Sister, I love you. And then they will tell you, give me 6 months to go and think. I listened to, a story of a weed smoker who told the mom that he's going out to look for women. Now the mother said, now, because you think a woman will like you? I said, Mama, pa, you think it is your time? Those days when they say they like you people, you say, I'm going to take 6 months to go and think. And no, for this time, it's not like that. So those days are gone. Times, are passing by. The society in which we live, things are different. You come to church once a week. After here, you don't even see these people again. You will see them on Zoom. And most of them, when they come on Zoom, they will not even switch on their videos for even to identify them. How can you get a selection? I was supposed to come with my girls. I have twin girls. They will turn 21 early next month. I don't know, next year. I said, I want to come, you to come with me because I will probably need you to help drive and all that. Says, Dada, you are the one who said we should be visiting places. You said we should be visiting churches, programs, retreat, camp meetings. And today, there is a CD, somebody is launching CD at Columbus. So they are going there. I just shook my head and said, what can I say again? I have brought this on myself, so I cannot question them. They said they are going to Columbus because that is where the guys are going to be. So they are also going to do their selection. I'll say, okay, God be with you. Yes, we are living in a sophisticated world, and so this is very, very important to me, to you, the ladies. Because when you live in this country, it's like living in a concentrated camp. You cannot go out. You have limited people, limited youth that you even see. And the saddest side to a party, if you cry, is now that we have some kind of shortage of the guys, the remaining ones too, that should be sober. Now they are going to man to man. We don't know what is wrong here. Only God can tell. But let's just leave their life for them. So what I'm suggesting is that you have to also search for the guys that you are interested in. Love is reciprocal. Yeah, so what we are saying is love is reciprocal. It's not only men that we have to love. If you see a lady see a man and you also think this man could be your taste, yes, find a way to get the attention of the guy. Mrs. Dr. Cynthia, isn't it? Is it wrong? Okay, let's read this passage. Let's read this passage. Ruth. Let somebody read the book of Ruth. It came up. We are happy. Doc brought this one up. Let us dive more into it, and then let us see the approach. Elder, you want to read? Who want to read the book of Ruth, chapter 3? You just read from verse 1 coming. Let's follow the story, and let's try to make sense of something that happens here. Oh, okay. Let somebody read it. Who want to read it for us? Who want to read it? I want a lady.
Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her, "My daughter, shall I not seek security for you, that it may be well with you?" Now Boaz, whose young women who were with, is he not your relative? In fact, he is renowned barely tonight at the threshing floor. Therefore, wash yourself and anoint yourself. Put on your best garments and go down to the threshing floor. Therefore, wash yourself and anoint yourself.
Pause for a bit. Let me give you this a little background as she's reading, okay? You have Naomi. And then you know Ruth. Ruth was married to the son of Naomi. But the guy passed away. Ruth decided not to go back to her people, but decided to stay or be with Naomi. Now they have come to Naomi's place. But Naomi thought she has to help Ruth to get another husband so that she can bear children. Now this is the apple Naomi, as a mother, giving to who? A daughter-in-law to get another guy. All right, he said, now do what?
Put on your best garments and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking.
Keep reading.
Then it shall be, when he lies down, that you shall notice the place where he lies, and you shall go in, uncover his feet, and lie down, and he will tell you what you should do. And she said to her, all that you said to me, I will do.
You see the lobby here? Keep reading.
So she went down to the threshing floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law instructed her. And after Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was cheerful, he went to lie down at the end of the lip of grain. And she came softly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. Now it happened at midnight that the man was startled and turned himself, and there a woman was lying at his feet. And he said, who are you? So she answered, I am Ruth, your maidservant. Take your maidservant under your wings, for you are a close relative.
Do you understand the meaning of the statement, the phrase, take your maidservant under your wings? It implies, marry me. That is the meaning. Ruth telling Boaz to what? Take your maidservant under your wings. Meaning, I want you to what? Marry me. That is the meaning. Okay, go ahead. But we will come to the question. Let her finish reading. You see? Yes, go ahead.
Then he said, blessed are you of the Lord, my daughter, for you have shown more kindness at the end than at the beginning, in that you did not go after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do for you all that you request, for all that people of my town know that you are a virtuous woman. Now it is true that I am close relative. However, there is relative closer than I. Stay this night, and in the morning it shall be that if he will perform the duty of a close relative for you, good. Let him do it. But if he does not want to perform the duty for you, then I will perform the duty for you. As the Lord lives, lie down until morning. So she lay at his feet until morning, and she arose before one could recognize another. Then he said, do not let it be known that the woman came to the threshing floor.
Secrets between two guys. You see? That's why I say, men, learn to what? If a lady comes your way and you think, okay, I don't even want to have anything, please don't go and talk about it. Abba,
You see what is transpiring here between Naomi, the mother-in-law giving her a paw as to how to win the heart of what? Boaz. If you read chapter 4, Boaz got married to Naomi, to Ruth. That was the end of the story. Huh? And that's it. There's more to the story. You want to add more to the story?
Okay. I'm just interested in what the end part of my. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what we
are saying is that to say it is completely wrong for a man to also, or for a woman to also make the move, this is what we are trying to prove here. So in this modern day and time, please let us help and educate our youth well, so that they don't sit by and say, no man has approached me. Let us give them all the techniques that they need to also move on and able to do their choice. They can also love. We can also love as men. So if they show the actions like Ruth did, go, slept at the feet of Boaz, he woke up, stretched, hit somebody when he knows he was sleeping by himself. Who is this? And then he says, oh, I am Ruth. Cover me with what? Your garment. I think let's end the story here. Elder.
Asafo.
Yes, sir.
Nobody is saying that talking to a woman, approaching a man to show, I don't know the word to use, but to indicate that there's interest is bad. The question, the statement that was made, that a response question was, the statement was that the time that only men have to approach women is over. That statement is where it makes some people uncomfortable. The reason, there are a number of things. And when we read some of these things, and in fact, the Ruth case, we have to put it in context. But when we say the time that men alone are to expect men to approach them is over, is devoid of context. The reason being that, let's put the Ruth case in context. This woman has lost her husband. In the culture of the Israelites, when you lose your husband, the next in line of king should marry the woman. Nobody was even willing to do that at the time until they went back to their hometown, and then they realized that Boaz was a kinsman, so he would be somebody who would be a candidate to marry this woman. But she had no idea. He had no idea that this woman was running around. Today in our world, woe betide you when you enter somebody's house and then you lay under his feet, you'll be called a thief. Before you know, they will kill you. And so we have to put things in context and be careful when we say some of these things. It's not wrong when a woman realizes that, okay, I'm interested in somebody, and then pulling a little bit of strings here and there. I don't think that is wrong. But we also have to be careful not to put people in harm's way. Guys are out there that are all they are looking for is to have sex. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about that fact. There are guys out there, all they care about is to have sex. And so, if you give yourself a chance, they're going to call you Ashao. That is how they're going to call you. And so, what we're saying is, things must be put in context. And another part of it is that when we say that this thing is past, we make it sound as if there's a generalization of all cultures, that all cultures behave the same. We live in America that have different cultures. Maybe my daughter might meet somebody from another country, or my son will meet another girl from another country. They still believe, there are still some, even here in American culture, that the man should make the move. And if women put themselves in that way, it becomes like, oh, this is, I don't know the young people's terms that they use. And when it happens to one or two boys, like you said, maybe the boys should keep it not among themselves. They don't keep it among themselves. No, they don't. Because they will tell everybody. They will tell everybody that this girl, he's running after men. He's running after men. And so the fact is that we have to put things in context. We have to understand. We can say that culture is evolving. I think that the point you are making is valid. We have to empower the women not to sit back and be afraid to make moves when there's opportunity for them to do so. But you have to put it in context and be careful about who you are dealing with. You can't go to parties and stand around and talking to every man and then gesturing and making, before you know, no, baby, I'll be baby bonnie.
Yeah.
So, and you're very careful.
Yes.
That it's any you can't and send me be my young cannot. I understand your point. The point you're making is very valid, but let's put it in context and be careful the way we do it. If culture is evolving, my point is, it's a good point that culture is evolving, but we cannot generalize that is over and every culture behave the same. In fact, we have to understand that even under the same circumstances, we behave differently as human beings.
All right.
So that is the point.
All right. Thank you so much, Elder, for that submission. I don't really think within me, I really meant to let our ladies be reckless. As I said, I have two girls, okay? I have two girls out there, and I will never want to see them mess up as a father. They are my property, and so my eyes are greatly, upon them. Yes, what I am saying is just being tactful in an approach. We brought this illustration or example in just for us to know that, yes, some of these things have even taken place in the scriptures. But I don't think in our normal and real sense, any parent like myself, I said I have two girls, advising them to go and sleep at somebody's feet because I wanted to have an attention. Hey, I mean, what kind of parent will I be? That is not really what I really meant. We are just saying, okay, yes, that was the approach, but the idea that we're trying to look at is that there has been a situation whereby a woman has also made such a move. The discussion as to whether the move was well done or not is another, a topic for another day. Okay, but the bottom line is that a lady have made an approach which shouldn't be something that is strange if, as a woman, I'm also, as you rightly use the word, pulling strings here and there to get an attention. I cannot give an absolute strategy as to how each and every person will go about it, but you study the situation. Could you believe after making that presentation, when I finished, my daughter also approached me to have a question. So how do I go about the guy? Because some of the guys, as you are just raising this, they will take you, like you are chasing after them, you are chief of that. And I said, no, you have to be tactful. The word tact, full in whatever you do. So I gave her some ways as to how you can go about it. Let's say somebody has visited our church here. I've met the person for the first time. He has been introduced. Oh, he is A, B, C, D. He has this background and this background. At the end of the service, I can decide to approach. Oh, wow, I hear, you are into this. You're working maybe even at the embassy. I'm trying to get a passport, whatever. So can I please have your number so that I can contact you when the need arise? You get the point? You can use this tact or strategy to get a person's contact. And then from there, you can initiate interaction. Hi, good morning. Okay, I'm this. I took your number yesterday. And then you wait to get a feedback, the response from the person, how the person is going to respond and all that. If it is positive, then you keep it on. If it is not, then you have to know how to pull the string. So it is probably, I think we have to really also sit down and then teach as to how the strategy that they can use in order to do some of these things so that they don't mess up themselves. Because I have never, as I said, my children are girls. I will never let them mess up in any way. Yes, so of course I have to guide them. But we are just saying that there has been a situation, there is a biblical example that a lady also kind of used her own approach in order to win. But it doesn't mean you have to use the same approach to go and sleep at someone's feet. No, that is not what we are saying. But a lady has also used her tactics, her strategy to get the attention. It was all about attention. That is what I want us to focus on. Try to get the attention that, hey, you know what? I need your attention. And it worked out at the end, whichever way. So, yes, Pastor.
There can no here, but and yet Papa see you coaching say your cope a jira na kunu. The Indian Americans and say, which in Chinese are Ubinyabi, but a bit baby no. Indiana Brenna mom paye na occasion no your co baby na ye from the sometimes no ye wahaya no recommend be. So for recommend it, benefit so recommend it, and avoid recommend it. Na enono kra no uhia bre se mo bom payeche. Asan mo to anamo because any one day journey. ɛna deɛ mahu ne sɛ ebi wɔn nso ana wonim nipa korɔ no one nante free school aba bɛduru sei mo mmienu nyinaa no mohu mo ho sɛ mopɛ mo ho but bɛrima no nyibo saa confidence no sɛ ɔbɛka saa ɛneɛ yɛwo kan no tumi ɛbɛm because yɛhunu nkurɔfoɔ bi a couples bi a ɔmoyɛ no saa but ɔbɛrima no anka hwee ɔbaa no nso anka hwee ti later no ɔmo nyinaa wareyɛ no wei kɔware ha wei kɔware ha nti one occasion bi ne yɛ nyinaa yɛhyia ɔmo di nkɔmmɔ ɛna ɔbaa no ka sɛ da a wowareyɛ no wohaa me paa because na mepɛ wo ɛna ɔsɛ sɛ me nso no na mepɛ wo but the way a yɛsi nanteyɛ no yɛanante sɛ nuafoɔ so nti duru berɛ bi wɔ hɔ a mobɛtumi anante a mobɛtumi adu stage bi a asɛ mo nyinaa no monim mo ho ɛkɔ akyiri but sɛ wokɔ baabi 1 day 2 days na wo propose di a bɛdu baabi no ɛbɛyɛ hu ɛnɛ adwen no anaboa ase wɔ no ɛne yɛnne no afiri mu kakra because ɛnɛ no even ɔmote bench baako so koraa no ɛɛdin na nka mpɛ sɛ ɔnya daagye no akɔda ne naaseɛ oh nyɛ ɔno ne baeɛ enti no yɛyɛ ka ne nyinaa yɛmmɔ mpayɛ bebree so medase
also for you was bebree enti me just a quick elder enti na yɛ ka no ɛnyɛ sɛ makohuru obi na I send contact na kyɛ sɛ proposal na anya adu hɔ no mu no wohwɛ kwan a yɛfa so a ɛbɛbɛyɛ awade a yɛwɔ biribi a yɛfɛ no dating yɛsi saa terminology no it depend either sɛ wofiri America wobɛtumi aka sɛ yɛ dating sɛ wowɔ British background a wobɛka sɛ yɛ courtship but dating no in British the context no is like you are studying somebody from afar wonka hwɛ nkyerɛ no that is dating wonka hwɛ nkyerɛ no but mudidi mu ho nkɔmmɔ yɛba sorry I know oh sorry you are around no yeah oh Titwi oh okay do we have some people on Zoom? Oh, okay. Yeah, so you see, getting into marriage is a process. You may probably start, we call it dating. Dating is you study the person from afar. Just having interactions, conversations, hi, how are you, and then all that. And then when you get to a certain stage where you think, this person could be a suitable, marriable material, then you can move to the next stage, what we call courtship. Courtship is the stage where we propose to one another. Manage your home. Also, 6 months. And then he will come and tell you, yes, what you said yesterday, I said, Today, I said, You see, then you get a response. So when we get into the dating, the courtship phase, that is the time we know that we can say, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. Dating, you cannot say my boyfriend, my girlfriend, and then it becomes a fight. But I have proposed to you, you have said, so we are studying ourselves to a certain point that we will all decide that, yes, we have come to the point where we think it is okay for us to move to the next phase and get into a contractual marriage. If this doesn't work out, we still break up. It's a stage. We study and so on. So nobody just sees anybody out of the street and then quickly you just go, no. We all have esteem, self-esteem. We all have integrity to protect. So naturally within you, it can never be. And you are even nervous or scared even to just go straight and approach somebody. Now that you just a day night you start something. No, it doesn't. So it's a stage. So what we're doing is that we say, let's start teaching our youth that as you suffer, people might have even studied themselves. Probably the interest is there. But the mindset of one, oh, because we've been working together, we are more kind of what, brothers and sisters and all that. If I think as a church or as leaders, we will guide these people in a better way that, okay, if you are working with somebody for all these years and you have an interest, how should you approach the person and guide them? Probably it could have ended differently, but we are not doing all this. And most of these people too, for lack of experience and lack of fear, at times the guy is interested, but is afraid to approach. We fear rejection. We all fear rejection. Just as so everybody, the woman fear rejection, the man fear rejection. So somebody will see the interest is there, but yet is afraid to even what? Approach. That is why we are saying the body language, the gestures, and all that to draw attention. Let's guide them to do it aright, so that if there's somebody around that they have interest, they'll be able to know the approach to adopt in order to come together. We have a duty, a role to play.
Question at the back.
Your hand was
Talking about the same thing, about the dating.
about the dating.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
On Wednesday there was a question in the message.
So is it
It's okay.
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a couple of comments. I think whether we as parents, because that's where we are, whether we like it or not, that is our reality. We have our young women coming up with this very same scenario. And we're not talking about meeting somebody out there for one day. We have many young women who are friends with people. And they want to know, they're asking this question, how do I approach it? What should I do? So that's our reality. And so if we Pastor said we should pray about it, we definitely should pray about it. But we have to be able to come out with practical ways of helping our children to solve this issue. And the reason why we have an issue is that, well, we as parents have come here, we've brought our children here, or have given birth to our children here. We want them to marry within the church. There are only so many young, eligible men that they can marry, and they really want to marry within the church. So this is their struggle. What are we going to do about it? Another practical way that I've seen parents trying to solve this problem, I've had conversations with a number of parents in the church. Considering, it's not our tradition to go and seek a partner that your child doesn't even know from Ghana. Yes. Parents are now contemplating that just to keep their children married within the church, like the Indians do, arranged marriages. Parents are considering that, and I'm not just saying that just out of thin air. I've had a few parents discuss that possibility of, or the fact that they are considering doing that. They are looking out there to see if they can get a suitable partner for their child.
Oh, yes. Doc, you want to say something? Anyway, so far say the time. Auntie, let's. You want to add something before we? Okay, all right. So then I think let's end it here for today. Oh.
Go and entice Boaz, basically, to go and lie down close to him. It was at midnight, so I was a little conflicted with that. But from what Elder also explained, like in their culture
it was okay that when a relative died, a relative could also marry you. So I think it wasn't, per their culture, it was okay for Naomi to suggest, because basically if you are to really read what was said in that verse, it's like, go and entice him, go and make yourself appealing. I feel that's a bit different from, let's say, you making maybe some small, like if you want to get someone's attention. But this one was like, go to him where he is, where he's lying down, go and lay by him. So I think
I understand your point. All we are saying is that forget about Ruth's approach or Naomi's advice to Ruth. What we are saying is we just want to establish the fact that ladies too, even from biblical perspective, made an approach to somebody they saw and they think they have interest in. That is the point we want to drive home. The approach, we will discuss that later on. So forget, because I don't also condone, the approach, okay? And I will never condone a lady to just, they do that. What we are saying is that ladies could also make some gestures to get attention of a man. That is the point we're trying to establish. Elder, so that is what we want to just say. Okay, so I think we will end here for today. And then another time. May God be with us all for today's service. Amen.
If you could, I think there was something that I wanted to. In fact, one of the presentations we talk about how development, should I call it development aid or help in our communities, especially in Ghana, and other
environmental.
Yes.
Okay.
And many African countries, the fact that the projects are done there and people don't even know what is going on and other things. And the one thing that has been an issue in most of these development problems is the fact that, and I think you made mention of that people think that, say for instance, where my hometown, people move from, and this is a true story, back in late 1970s and early 80s, white people moved from Sweden, they go to Sacramento and build a building there and said they call it something center. They were going to put Kente people there and all that, not knowing what the people are really looking for. And so if you go to Ono today, the building is still sitting there and nobody's even in that building. People think that they know what is best for Africans without even contacting them and doing anything, not inquiring about anything, and they just go there. You go to a place and you say, I'm going to build, I'm trying to make a good example, but that example is a good one, the Sacramento case. And so what is causing some of these failure in development help is the fact that people think they know best for the local people. And when the local people see these projects, they have no idea what is going on. Here, every project that is started, they start with public and education and community outreach. So they explain it to the people, the benefits, how the program is going to be started, the outcome, and all that. And there's a buy-in from the community, from the local people. When you do that, you have a chance of succeeding. As opposed to whereby we think that, this will be good for the people, we just go there and plant it there. I think there's one project in one African country that they send all these agricultural technology there, trying to help the people from the Sahel region to cultivate crops. It failed woefully. But when they went back on the drawing board and realized that the local scientific knowledge that the people had, they were able to grow crops. And they had a better yield than what the expertise were bringing. They realized that, we should have built on what you have, and that could have helped. You can't go to places that you start immediately building something there when they have no idea what you're even doing in it. And this is some of the bane of the problems that we are facing in Africa. So I applaud you for all the things that you're doing in the communities, But I think in doing so, in all the help that you are offering, we have to bring the people on board and then offer public education and community outreach. And they will buy in and they will accept that project. And it will be a successful project.
All right, thank you. I think that's just a contribution. But as you rightly said, we go to the people, engage them, and they get to know their need before anything is done. If we are good leaders back home, then nobody should just get up here and say, I'm going to do this. If you're going to do it for us, as you rightly, we must have some say in it, whether it is good for us or not. But if we don't know our left from our right, then somebody could just come in and do whatever the person think it is okay for the people. And at the end, it doesn't yield the result that is expected. So good leadership plays a role in everything. Okay.
Okay, so I'm just giving a short vote of thanks. So on behalf of the church pastor, the church elders, and the stewardship department, would like to thank Pastor Dr. Gabriel Insia for gracing today's service and for leading the discussion. I think we've all taken something from today's discussion, from the divine service and the afternoon discussion too. We ask that God continue to bless you and continue to give you wisdom in all that you do. And also, we know that hopefully next time you are invited, you'll be able to join us. And you know what? Just tell your girls to come. We have eligible young men here in our church. So yeah, there's a possibility. So they can join you next time. And we also want to thank all the church members for staying to support the program. God richly bless us. So amen.
Pastor has
announcements.
You don't have anything to say? No announcement?
Thank you, Doctor. I hope the home and family department will think about it and see how best our next program we will recruit you to join us, because you have a lot experience about marriage. So we will this time you are here for stewardship, sika, but next time you will hear for marriage, which we think you will also enjoy and prepare ourselves. We have evangelism starting from 15th to 21st. Encourage all members to prepare themselves and also invite people to join on Zoom. Right now, we have a program which will be starting around 6 p.m. So we will close and join the NASDA program. We are happy that you are all well. God bless you. It's no time. Keep on praying for ourselves and also drive well, carefully. Let us all stand. Do you have anything to say? Let us all stand. We have two people to pray.